Okay, so we're back live. We're back live. Here we go then. Here we go then. The race start will...
yeah, we should be back live now.
Yeah, we are back live. I wonder what was happening there. Hopefully, whatever was going on wrong is now corrected. Here we go for the race start, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Everything that we've been waiting for is now gonna happen. Hopefully, the stream is not laggy.
The stream's back. Stream's back. We're good.
When I can't see anything. Wow.
And we are go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go then. Here we go. Now everything is working. The Hungarian Grand Prix is underway. Hoopalicious is disappearing in the distance as Hamjam fights well with both the racing points going into turn 1. Hamjam takes second place. It's Bez around the outside of Smoke. And then they go into turn 2. And it looks like it's a racing point 3 and 4. There's a McLaren trying to have a go on the outside there. And the Mercedes gonna start taking the position away from Freeman. Sidered is fighting with him. Well, I hope that the stream is not lagging. And if it is, look at this. Zydrad makes his way ahead of Bezos. Or is he? Yes, he is. Ahead of Bezos. And we see an Alfa Romeo going off wide. And here we go. The first lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And Hamjam is leading the way. He takes the position away from Hoopalicious. What is going on? Hamjam leads the Grand Prix ahead of Hoopalicious, Bezos, Zydrad, Smoke, Freeman, Flembog. Wow.
No idea what went down in that start, but Hoopalicious absolutely launched it off the start and took the lead, but then has lost the lead. And Hamjam getting back. Bezos with a pretty disastrous start, you must say. As someone who's had an absolutely mega start himself is Zydrad, all the way up into P4. He had a bit of a poor qualifying, but he is a man on a mission in these early stages of the race. Is the Mercedes driver.
No, look at this. He made up 4 places.
Hamjam leads the way from Hoopalicious, from Bezos, from Zydrad, from Spoke, Freeman, Plembog, Beast, V2X Combat, and Rando rounds out the top 10.
Everywhere you look, there's someone trying to have a go on the car ahead. You see Smoke lost a position. Let's just take a look here. Zydrad made up 4 places, of course. He is in a set of softs. And Nikki retires from this session. He's out of the race. And I believe that's 2 weeks in a row. As there's a little bit of a lag in the stream, hopefully. Yeah. I think that's being fixed. I wonder if that's the OBS app. And the virtual safety car has been deployed. And there's some carnage going on at the back. What's happening here? What is happening here? Flembog has no front wings. Flembog is wingless. Did you see what happened there, Sam?
I'm not sure. I know he was kind of near the likes of V2 and UK Beast Assassin. As Merckx has a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. I'm not entirely sure why he's got that one. But yes, an absolute chaotic start here. Flembog, one of the favourites for this race, you have to say, is now last with no win.
Wow, wow.
As Hamjam is already in the pits under the VSC. That's an interesting one.
Okay, I wonder if he can go for a 2-stop here. I wonder if that was...
I think he'll be going straight to the hards for the end and is trying to get the free pit stop. It's a very, very bold strategy, considering he was leading the race. So now we are just about to get underway as Kevin GT and Paraguix have both received drive-through penalties for speeding in the pits.
Oh, I can't believe it. V2X Combat is losing a position. Everything is glitched, not only the stream, but also the game. So yeah, look out for that. If the stream starts lagging, please, guys, let me know in the chat. As you see, the race roller locking up. As Merckx says, a 5-second time penalty. So let me just turn on everything that's happening here. Here we go. Lap 3 out of 35. Let me just get this started. Let's just see what's happening here. Flembog puts on a brand new set of front wing, but Hoopalicious leads the Grand Prix once again. Bezos is in second place on a set of softs. DRS has just been enabled, but I don't think... Yeah, I think that's just another glitch with the game. So yeah, blame Cody's, ladies and gentlemen. Blame Cody's. Well, Bezos' teammates. Smoke is sitting in 4th place, looking to bring some big points to the Racing Point team. ABR Freeman is sitting in P5. V2X Combat is in P6. And Lea says Sam sounds like he's right next to the track and it's awesome. Well, I just turned up the game volume, and that was really the idea. And well, you guys are back here in the stream. That's good to see. And you see there's Zydrad already on the back of Bezos.
Yes, Zydrad is looking very very, very quick. Of course, last season's race winner was going to be no slouch in this race. It was a surprise to see him qualify as low down as he did, but by golly, by gosh, he is absolutely gunning for a really good result here. As who's also gunning for a good result, Paraquix, side by side with Race Runner into turn 4. Yes, the year Race Runner keeps the position. But you're saying about how the soft runners were going to bolt. They certainly haven't at this stage.
Oh,
as expected,
did you see
they've
that?
overheated. See what?
Well, someone just smashed into the boards there. It's good scenes, it's beautiful to see, but, well, thankfully I believe he doesn't have any front-wing damage. Did Ham have damage? You might be wondering. It's a Panther, actually. We can check that out, but before we do, keep an eye on the battle for the lead and also talk about the previous winners here in Hungary. Zydrad won in Season 5, Paraquix, the man sitting in P12, the reserve driver won in Season 4, Freeman won in Season 3, no Hungarian Grand Prix in the top division as there's a car going wide. There's a car going off wide and I wonder if that's a Red Bull there going wide. Quix is he coming into the pits? He's on a set of socks.
Quix had a drive-through penalty because he sped under the VSC. That's his issue. But interestingly, yes, I'm looking at this race now, and a driver who is going to be very, very excited how this race progresses is looking at these gaps. They are looking exactly how Jam Ham wants them to look. He is staying with the drivers on the soft compound tyres on his hards. He is staying with them very, very nicely, and they are going to be overheating and slowing down every single lap. He is still relatively in touch with the race leaders, and drivers such as B-Dunk, Crispy, Southerner, who are also starting on the mediums, are a bit further behind. Jam Ham's certainly going to be quicker than those guys, and once these soft runners pit, they could encounter traffic, and someone like Jam Ham could really propel himself right back into this race. So,
wow.
I think pretty an interesting one. Someone's asked, does Ham have damage? As Freeman elects for a very early pit stop on lap 5.
Oh, could you check, Sam, in the race director if Ham Jam going damage in lap 1? That could be possibly the reason why he's pitted. As you see, we have Freeman alongside Randall coming into the pits and putting on a set of softs. Lap 6 out of 37, so we should be expecting some pit stops around this time. Well,
look how much ahead of Ham Jam is of Freeman. I don't think Ham Jam had damage. I think that was entirely tactical. A tactical masterclass, you might say, by Ham Jam.
Paraquix is going to come out just ahead of the Red Bull driver that are going into turn 1. Oh, there's a car going off. There's Kevin GT.
Oh, he's spun it. He's had a disaster of the first couple of laps. He looked reasonably quick in qualifying, but he got a drive-through penalty and has now lost it. He's really up against it now, as I'm sure Hoopalicious will have seen the likes of Freeman pit, and he is going to have to pit very soon. But he's going to be so far behind Ham, and I know what Ham's done here. This is very clever from Ham. This is very, very smart. This is this season 5 championship winner, sorry. He pit under that VSC because you can accelerate right to the pit line and not get a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC if you time it right.
Beza Zydrad and Beast Assassin are coming to the pits.
I think Ham Jam, must have gained multiple seconds under the VSC from his pit stop, and that's what's given him such a big lead. As yes, Bezos, Zydrad, and Beast have pitted. Wow. And Zydrad has jumped Bezos here. That's an interesting one.
Ham Jam has jumped everyone. Look at this. He's still ahead of everyone.
And look at this, and Freeman has jumped Bezos as well. So Freeman's undercut has worked very, very well, and now Zydrad, I'm sure, is going to be absolutely gunning it on this outlap, and all three of them could jump Hoop here.
Only 7 laps into this Grand Prix, and look at the action that we're seeing, ladies and gentlemen. 34 viewers watching, and Hoopalish is leading. Smoke is in second place, but you got to wonder if the right thing is to just stay out, or if it's to pit now. They need to think about it, because strategy is going to be key in Hungary, just like it is in Monaco. You really want to just nail the strategy and then go for it. You want to nail it, because it's going to be so important. Tire wear is going to be so harsh on those tires here today. And Freeman is all over the back of Zydrad as well. And Well, is anyone going to come into the pits? I believe that's V2X Combat coming into the pits alongside the race leader.
Hoop and Smoke, the 3 race leaders, are now in the pits. I think it's worth now going on board with Zydrad, as this is an absolutely crucial outlap from him.
He locks up, going
Zydrad
into
has
the
a
final corner.
very real chance of undercutting Hoop here. And if he undercuts Hoop, then you get the sense that Freeman could potentially do so as well.
He has
As
Hoop Malicious on his side. Zydrad is going to take the net lead. He's going to take the net lead, and Hoop Malicious is going to fight with Freeman going into turn 1. Hoop Malicious is in second. Awful camera angle, but can Freeman take the position back? He's going to try to go on the inside. Well, basically, those two scrapping there for position, but Zydrad came out ahead of Hoop Malicious here in... Oh, so is that the net lead of the Grand Prix? I believe both of them have pitted.
Ham Jam has the net lead. I believe Ham Jam might be able to make it to the end on his hard compound tyres, and he has a 4-second lead over Zydrad. So for me, the person in the net lead is Mr. Ham Jam 2002. But now is his tricky part of the race. Now he encounters traffic, and depending on how quickly these guys get through the traffic, that depends on whether the likes of Ghost Colt or Jam Ham, who are the 2 leading drivers who did not start on the soft compound tyres, that's going to be the main tell to see how well they do.
Ham Jam could very well be the man with the highest amount of wins in Semi League racing history. He could really be that man. And well, if he keeps up this pace, because look at this, he's over 5 seconds ahead of the competition. I wonder if those set of hards will make it to the end. I wonder.
I think they will.
Well,
I think they will. He'll have to nurse them a bit, but it'll be tight. It'll be tight, but he'll have to nurse them a bit. But I think he can do it. If anyone can make those tyres last to the end, Ham Jam can.
Yeah, Southerner is yet to pit. Merckx is yet to pit as well. So the top 7 are yet to pick. Colt or Jam Ham is staying out. So let's just take a look at the tire strategy. Everyone apart from Colt and Kevin are on a set of mediums. So expect them to go for the long run on those set of hards. UK, well, I said medium, but it is actually hard, so I apologize. As Beast Assassin gets a time penalty. So it's so close yet so far.
Yes, this is a really interesting phase of the race here. Jam Ham at the moment, I get the sense, is just using Ghost Colt and his medium tyre pace to mean that he's not going to be feeling how slow the hard compound tyres are. He chooses the second time penalty himself. Jam Ham is going to be flying near the end of the race here, and a driver who's got to be flying now and has got to get through this traffic quickly in his old tyres is Ham Jam. Zydrad is closing in every lap with his fresher tyres, and he smells that race victory, but Ham Jam has the traffic, and at the moment Ham Jam is going to be going even a slower pace than the leaders, even though he's on fresher tyres than them. So
he's at the moment around 5 seconds behind well, that being Zydrad. He's around 5 seconds behind Ham Jam. So anyone, and when I say this, anyone can take the victory here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. And we're only 10 laps. We're not even halfway through the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, and we're already seeing some crazy scenes here. And hopefully, Southerner actually trying to chase down Merckx, and we see a train, of course, here between. I believe that Merckx, Southerner, and Ham Jam. So
that is very, very important.
He's definitely going to have some traffic here.
One of the drivers who started right near the front of the field has picked up a 3-second corner cutting penalty. So when you have a look at how close these drivers are, as well, all the way down to Rando, it's like a second between each of them, Hoopalicious could find himself down a bit, as will V2.
Indeed, and Orange Cross's Go Team Williams. Is this broadcasted via PC? Yes, it is. It is an Xbox league, but I'm broadcasting it with my PC. So, let's look at this. I believe that's Merckx going off wide, coming out of turn 3. It's quite interesting because you don't really go wide there. It's usually a decent corner and an easy corner to go through. But there's also a battle between B-Tank and Crispy. Let's just keep an eye on that as well. It's so hard to overtake in Hungary. You guys know that, and you guys expect it, and I'm pretty sure. So, well, overtakes, I believe turn 1 is the only place really that you can go for an overtake. Maybe turn 2, but you need to be very close to the car ahead of you. B-Donkey's all over the back of Roller, Crispy's on the back of him as well. Jamham is 3 seconds ahead of Race Roller actually, and behind Colt, so keep an eye on those two as well. And well, that's the story. Yeah.
Yes. The main story here is Zydrad on Ham, I believe. Zydrad is closing in by about 2 seconds a lap on Ham. And no, Zydrad is closed in to 2 seconds on Ham. And this train that V2X Combat is in, clearly going a lot quicker at the moment than Southerner and Merckx. And yeah, like, soon Merckx is going to be leading a train that contains everybody all the way down to... Everyone all the way down to V2, I reckon.
Yeah, V2 who's flying through this track. He's put on the fastest lap many times this race, and he's closed it in on Bazas as well, so traffic is the name of the game. That's what I'm gonna say. If you have traffic, it's certainly gonna slow down a lot, because if it's traffic, that means that the cars are a lot slower than you, and if you're facing traffic, you're gonna be slow, just as slow as they are. Doesn't matter if it's your pace, doesn't matter if it's a strategy, it's all about managing the tires. This track is all about this. You need to be patient, you need to be careful with the tires, because if you push too much, it's not going to be good for your pace. It's not going to be good for your overall pace, and it doesn't matter where you are in the beginning of the race. All that matters is the position that you are as you cross the line in lap 35. So Saturn is certainly under pressure. Hamjam is looking to kill the traffic as he has a look on the inside. Surely now he's going to make his way up into 7th, and well, one less for him to worry about. Here we go, extending his net lead of the Grand Prix.
That was very needed from Hamjam to get that move on Southerner, as Zydrad had nearly closed into his DRS. So now having a car between him and Southerner, so now having a car between him, Zydrad, and the chasing pack, that's going to be what he needs. He needs to now get another car in the form of Merckx as well to be behind him.
Yeah, I'm looking at the...
Maxwell has said, if Ham's taken the gamble I think he has, then this could be class. I think Ham absolutely has taken the gamble you think he has. He is going to try and take these hard tyres all the way to the end of the race.
A safety car could change things as well.
Can he do it? Maybe. I do think Ham is very good on his tyres, as he does have a lock-up, as he's saying that. But yes, I do believe that Ham is going to be trying to take these tyres to the end, and that is going to be really a one to look out for.
Yes, and also another drive that's closing in on Southern is Zydrad. He needs to move up some places. He's made his pit stop already, so he's looking to go to the end on this set of cars. The white stripe tires that's about going on here in the back as well. Lots of drivers locking up going into turn 1. It's a heavy braking zone, so yeah, you don't want to struggle through that. It's literally a train of cars, especially in Hungary, but look how close Zydrad is to the Ferrari there of Southern. Southern who's yet to score a point here in Summit League Racing, at least in the top division. Here, that being the elite division. Zydrad is looking to take a position. He's sitting in P8 at the moment, that being Southern. And look how close that means that whole position is going to be. Let's just go on board with him now. Close it in on Zydrad. Literally, this is the literal definition of a train of cars from Hopelicious all the way down to V2X Combat. Well, actually, from Saturn to Combat. This is one of the reasons why some people say that Cody's should change some things in the Formula 1 2021 game, because it's so easy to have a DRS train, and Southerner, who has no DRS ahead of him, is gonna be literally a sitting duck, as Zydrad says, "Oh, hello, how are you doing, mate? You must be enjoying your PA, but not for long. Look at this. Let's see what he's gonna do going into turn 1. Is he have a go? No, he's not. He's not going to have a go on the Ferrari there.
But who is going to have a go, though? ADR Freeman down the inside of Delicious. Where did that one come from? That was a late move, and he's nearly made it stick. He's now
Ooh,
gonna
Mark is
try
on the
up into turn
Zydrad
two.
is on the outside. The Mercedes trying to go all the way around the outside into turn 3, and it's Hopalicious on the outside of Freeman. He's gonna remain in that position. He's now ahead of the McLaren. Great battle between them, like Leclerc and Lando Norris in 2020. We've seen the same action, the same scenes here in Summer League Racing. Southern is losing some positions. I wonder if we're gonna see some team strategies here. Southern letting his teammates through and not wasting his time. That's necessarily what he's gonna do now. He goes wide, a little bit too wide for my liking. I wonder if that was the story. Yes, it is. He's gonna let Hopalicious pass, and hopefully for his sake, he's gonna make his way up into. Oh, look at this. Freeman's gonna try to have a go as well. Of course, Southern is not gonna let him do that easily.
As look at this train, as his yellow flag, and I think that's Flembog has lost it again.
Oh, the safety
And
car.
there's a safety car.
The safety car has been deployed.
Hello.
And-
Ghost Colt and Jam Ham are celebrating like absolute mad. They are celebrating. They have managed to stay out ahead of the safety car, but they will now be able to make a free pit stop.
And the game is telling me that the pit window for the media for the hard runners is open, and for the medium runners, of course, but it is open this lap. So perfect timing. And Jam Ham, when you talk about, let's say Hopalicious is the Sebastian Vettel of real life, Jam Ham
This is Jam
is
versus
the
Ghost. This is Jam versus Ghost for the win now.
Exactly.
This is 100% Jam versus Ghost for the win.
But what we're
Ghost
talking.
will have the hard tires. Jam will have the mediums, and this is going to be a slog out to the end. If Ghost needs to keep Jam ahead for as many laps as he possibly can now, because I think he will be in the provisional race lead after this free pit stop. Although it's going to be close with someone like Ham. But yeah, Ghost needs to make sure that he keeps Jam behind for as long as he possibly can, and then.
Well, let's see. The top two.
And then as soon as Jam's tires die a bit, then goes back in it.
The top two are coming into the pits now. Ghost Coat and Jam Ham. Let's see where they're gonna come out. Jam Ham, who is on a set of hearts ever since the first lap of the Grand Prix, trying to stay out and hope for a safety car. And well, everyone is gonna come into the pits now. So Ghost Coat could be the new race leader. And as he comes out of the pits, is anyone going to stay out? Jam is the new race leader. And let's see if anyone's going to come out ahead of Jam. Zydrad is going to stay out. And Zydrad is going to take third place. And, Jam Ham, he's going to come out just ahead of his championship rival. Jam Ham, it is perfect for the Ham brothers. It's simply perfect. One of them is going to come out ahead of his championship rival. The other one is going to come back in first place. And this means that Jam is in a perfect position to maybe equal Presto Evans' record.
I'm not so sure. Ghost Colt has 13 lap fresher tyres than him. Jam Ham has 13 lap fresher tyres, which are also mediums. So Ham is going to have a very, very tough job to keep Ghost behind. And Ghost is right well and truly in this race. What a prospect we have for the end of this race now. Ham versus Ghost versus Zydrad versus Jam. Stream chat, who's your money on?
Well, Sam, who's your money on, mate?
Quickly, my money, of course I am a McLaren driver, and I'm gonna be biased, but I think Ghost has a real good shot here. I think Ghost Colt has a real good shot. He needs to be patient here with Jam, but that tyre difference is gonna count for a few tenths a lap, and that could be enough to see Ghost in the lead. Ghost is in an identical position though to what he was last season.
Wow, that's
last
interesting.
season it was Ghost versus Zydrad for the lead. Zydrad pitted on lap 7. Ghost pitted on lap 15 under a safety car, I believe. And Zydrad on his older tyres kept Ghost behind for the remainder of the race. So Jam certainly is not out of contention of winning this race. He's in the lead, and track position is very important around Hungary.
It is.
I'm going to quickly grab myself a drink of water to enjoy these last few laps. I don't know if you want to take us through the next minute or so. I'll be back in a minute, folks.
No worries, mate. No worries. Well, let's just pretend the Sam asked me who's my money on. I'm going to say Jamham. You know, you see the strategy here. Hopefully she's on a set of hards. Jamham on a set of mediums, hards, and then hards. Jamham is on a set of mediums, and lap 18 to lap 35, that is, well, 20. I wonder if that's like we're halfway through the race. So I wonder if those tires can last to the end, but Jamham is in a good position here. He could very well take the race victory. Coach could do that as well. I'm gonna put my money on Jamham, not only because of the strategy. I think the strategy is very important. It's key here in Hungary, like I said 1,000,000 times before. But if he can manage to overtake the 3 cars ahead of him, I think Jam could be in a good position to take the race victory. And it's, in my opinion, between Jam and Ham. As we go now, the safety car is in this lap. We're gonna go back racing as soon as Ham crosses the line. Sam is back, and here we go, Sam. Here we go.
Yeah, Midzi has said Jam is going to be so slow at the end. Personally, I did the same strategy that Jam did. The Jam is doing, putting on roughly the same lap as he did on Friday, and the mediums held up better than I expected. So he's going to be quite slow, but he's going to be quicker than Ham, I'm sure.
Here we go now.
Just whether it'll be quick enough compared to Ghost. But yes, we're on the safety car restart now. Ham is going very, very late here.
I'm looking at his telemetry here now, 90 kilometers per hour. When is he gonna go? We're just keeping an eye on his speed. 90, 100, 200. Here we go. We're off and we're back. And it's side by side already. Zydrat and Colt having a go. Going into turn 1. Hopalicious could have a go on his championship rival. Going into the first corner. He is. Do they collide? They can kind of touch wheels, but we do see that Ham Jam still leading the Grand Prix. And Zydrat going side by side with Jamham. Jamham trying to take that 3rd place away from him. They're going wheel to wheel through turn 2. Is the Mercedes gonna be able to hold off the Williams? No, he's not. The tire advantage is way too much for the Mercedes of Zydrat, at least for now. Hopalicious couldn't do anything about it. He has a Freeman right behind him here in this safety car restart. And there's already a penalty for SLR Rando being thrown. Wow.
Yes, that was a fantastic restart. Close, hard racing, but all of the drivers managed to keep it together and not make any significant contacts. That is what this is all about. As now Jam is going to be setting his eyes on Ghost Colt. Jam knows that he has to get these positions made as soon as he possibly can.
He needs to do it now,
because every single counting lap that goes on, Ghost Colt's hard tyres are going to be gradually getting better and better than Jam's mediums. Jam's mediums are going to be, they're going to be pretty good, but not for the last few laps of the race. So, but now Ghost Colt he's got his eyes set on Ham. He's going to go down the inside. Here's Ghost. He makes a very, very late move. And he outbreaks himself, and Ham retakes the position.
Ham Jam, fantastic stuff. But Jamham, his brother, is surely going to try to go for the move in the next few corners, because you might be wondering why you're saying that, man. And that is literally because he needs to do it before the DRS gets activated, because if that happens, he's going to get stuck behind Colt in the next few laps. Because if he's in 3rd place, he's not going to be able to overtake Colt because of the DRS. He needs to overtake both of them as soon as he possibly can. Is he going to have a go going into turn 6? He can possibly do that, but he thinks better of it. He knows that his position is great, and he's ahead of his championship rival. It's all that matters here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Look how close he is to the McLaren there. You can even read what's on the front, on the back wing of Ghost Colt. Oh, Husky chocolate there. And speaking of chocolate, something that's very delicious is what's going to happen in the next few corners. Jamham is really, really close, but also another drive that's close is Ghost Colt battling for the lead of the Grand Prix. Ham Jam needs to hold him off as much as he possibly can. And into the final corner, this trio fighting for the race victory in the 20th lap of the Grand Prix. Ham Jam starts off the 21st lap of the Grand Prix, and into turn 1, this is when the overtakes usually happen. No overtakes are going to happen, at least for now. And oh, I wonder if they're just saving tires, or are we going to see something happening here in the background? We could be seeing something happening. No moves into turn 1.
a driver who is well and truly back in this race as well on the medium compound tires with no penalties is Crispy. Crispy is currently sitting in P9, and he is going to be looking to get past Zydrad, Hoop, Freeman, Combat, and Bezos, I reckon, as UKP's Assassin has now managed to work his way past LP Smoke. He had such a good qualifying in P4, but just that safety car was so unfortunately timed, and he's gone all the way down into P14 and has his older tyres.
Exactly. And the top three are close it in. Zydrad is looking to get back into the mix here, trying to, join the party between them. And I'm just looking at those drivers. I'm so excited for the next straight, because every single straight is like a movie that never ends. It's something that you're really looking forward to. And here we go now, going into the last few corners. Can we see a move by Coach? Hamja must be deploying all of his energy in the next few corners. Coach is being patient. He knows that all he has to do now is to defend from Jamham, and he's gonna be good to go. Goes Coach, who started P14, and he's up into second place in my view, at least for now. Of course, it's still plenty laps to go as the driver of the day, but do we see any overtakes going into turn one? Not really, but very close gaps indeed. But we do see one. Smoke trying to defend off of the Red Bull there, and that's Merckx making his way up into P14. The racing points down to P15. His teammate Bezos in P8. So the team who absolutely dominated qualifying are not really having a good race.
Yes, all of these guys in the mediums, their races, I guess in a way, have kind of been saved as Ghost Cole's just got a time penalty. He's made a mistake in the chicane. He's had to cut the corner, and he's lost a lot of time. Could that be Ghost Colt's chances of victory over with that time penalty?
Oh, it could be, but Hamjam is a man who's smiling from ear to ear now as he looks back in his mirror. So he looks at Coach losing place, or not place, but losing time with that mistake. Well, with the time penalty, the man who could be in position to win the Grand Prix is now basically out of contention with his 3-second time penalty. Now he needs to defend from Jamham, and Jamham, who's stuck behind him, needs to go for the move as soon as he possibly can. But this is Hungary, and down the inside, Jamham knows that he's gonna go for the lunge into turn one. And
they made
McLaren,
contact.
they made contact. What's happened? Oh my God, Jamham and Coach make contact, and they're out. They're out and down. The leader, the championship leader, collide and is out of the points. The Red Bull's gonna make his way up into 12 as Jamham is down to P13, and Hopelish is into the top 10. His brother Hamjam, oh look at this, he's gonna try to get the position back. He's desperate now. Oh, I can't believe my arms. Jamham and Coach collide in the Hungarian Grand Prix, and I can't believe my eyes. He was in the perfect position. All he had to do was to stay there, and he was gonna be in the perfect position, in the perfect place to extend his championship leader. With that, Hopelish sitting in third, all over the back of Zydrad. He could be indeed in contention. Zydrad could be in contention for the race victory. Hamjam could be as well. Even Hopelicious could. Sam, I don't know what's going on, but this has been a thrilling experience.
That is, those two drivers, they really were the main two that we were kind of looking out for, who could challenge Ham on his very, very old tyres, and they collided with themselves. And look at that, Zydrad has set the fastest lap of the race. He suddenly come alive after seeing those drivers make that mistake and come together. He wants this victory off Hamjam. He's going to be fighting, absolutely.
Oh, and Jamham is looking to put on a recovery drive, making a place after place like Hamilton did in Italy 2020. I love doing those references in real life, and I'm doing that anyways. Randall makes his way up to P15. Ahead of Smoke he goes now, and I'm looking at the top 10, and it looks like Zydrad is closing in. And when I say closing in, I'm talking about closing fast. He's so close, and Zydrad, ladies and gentlemen, the Mercedes driver, could be in contention for the race victory. And he's never won a Grand Prix. Well, I wonder if he's never won a Grand Prix before in the elite division, but he's surely won at the he hasn't won a Grand Prix yet this season. So, well, I wonder if he can do that, and he's in a good position. Hopelicious must be now the man smiling from ear to ear. He's gonna gain 15 points if he finishes like this compared to Jamham.
Has a time penalty.
Oh, does he?
Has a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. So at the moment, he's going to lose the position to someone like Freeman, for example. at least, and maybe to even more drivers below. As a driver who doesn't have any penalties, well, I've kept on mentioning, doing a little last to first challenge, you might say. Get up the position changes, because the driver who's having an absolute mega drive from last position is crispy. He is in P7 on fresh mediums, and he is all over the back of Bezos. He wants to make as many moves as he possibly can, as quickly as he can.
Oh, 13 places.
Could be an outside shot at a podium, man. As the victory is far from over, as there's been another off, as Paraquix is off, as is Kevin.
What must have happened there? Oh, and he's losing the car again, and the safety car's been deployed again.
There's another safety car.
The safety car has been deployed for the second time in the Hungarian Grand Prix. And if you don't look at this race and be like, this is one of the best races I've ever seen in my life, I literally don't know what's wrong with you. 2 safety cars, action from start to finish. This is Summer League Racing. This is the Elite Division. And round 13 hasn't disappointed. I wonder if any of those drivers are going to try to come into the pits and put on a set of softs. Wow. Can't believe it. Let's see. Everyone coming into the pits. He's supposed he's going to come in. No, he's not. I wonder if the people in the drivers at the bottom of the timings.
I think the drivers at the bottom should, and Smoke does. Yep, that's a good decision from Smoke. As V2 has also elected to go for a pit. I'm very surprised that Ghost Cult didn't, for example, considering how low down he is, but I think that these drivers on the softs are going to be making some big moves near the end of the race. Their softs will be really good initially. Smoke's chosen the mediums rather than the softs. That's an interesting one. Fair enough. I guess the softs do die very, very quickly. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch to make them to the end, but...
Well, Paraquix retires from the session, and well, with a mad Grand Prix that we have seen, I wonder why would you retire from the session, because it's so unpredictable. You know, anything can happen here. He leaves the session. I wonder what happened there. And well, 39 viewers here in the stream. This is fantastic. Let's take a look at the penalties. Can I see the amount of penalties that everyone has? Well, I can't see it. Let me just do one thing here, because this is a part that I really want to find out who has penalties and who doesn't. So we will turn off the... Can I turn this off? We will turn off the... Can I see it here? Can I turn it off? Leaderboards. Here we go. We'll turn it off. We will turn on the leaderboards that we usually see in the game as normal. Now let's take a look at the penalties here. That's what I want to see. We do have enough time. Detail, pit stops, penalties. Here we go. Hopelicious has a 3-second time penalty. His teammate does have one as well. Race Roller is going to have a 3-second time penalty. B-Dunk with 3 seconds as well. UKB Assassin with 6 seconds. And also with 6 seconds. 6 seconds is Rando. Flamebok has 9. Colt has 3. Combat has 3 as well. So, I mean... This is surely going to be something to look out for. The penalties could change everything in this race.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, just a second, mate.
Given the penalties, though. Yep.
Just one quick section. Just one quick second. I'm looking at the tire condition of Hamjam. He has 50% on all of his tires. His front left is 46, for example, but I'm really wondering if he's gonna make it to the end, and if he does,
easily.
I wonder if he's gonna be quick enough to say that.
50%, and he pitted on lap 3. So, kind of, if you do the maths on that, I guess including the safety car laps, he's at about 20 racing laps on those tires. So they're getting just under 2.5% a lap. So, I'd say 2.4, 2.3. So then, like, with like 8 or so laps left, yeah, it'll be fine. His tires will be about just over 70% at the end. They won't be in great condition, and Zydrad will be much quicker. But those 3 additional laps without a safety car, no, without DRS after the safety car, is going to mean that Hamjam is going to be able to have a bit of a better assault. He's going to have a good assault. I think Hamjam could very well be in the money here. Still, those 3 laps of no DRS is going to be absolutely crucial for him.
Indeed, a safety car is in this lap, so we will go back racing. 42 viewers watching the stream. I'm happy that we have many people watching because I really want to share this experience of watching a great Grand Prix with more people. 1K people following Summer League Racing on Twitch. So this is fantastic. And with a thank you everyone, I say we are back racing. And what has happened here? And Freeman could have a go, no collisions going into turn 1 as well. Hamjam could really be in a position to win a Grand Prix. Freeman is going to have to go for the lunge into turn 1. Has a look at the inside. They make contact going into the first corner, but he pushes him off right. He's off, but Bray Freeman's going to lose 4th. He's moving backwards and backwards, and he's down to P5. Oh my goodness, he's surely going to try to have a go at him again. Hamjam, he's now 1.3 seconds into the lead of the Grand Prix. Everything is happening here in this race. What is going on? Saturn is losing that position. Jamham is making up 1, trying to, well, close down the advantage that Policious will have over his championship rival. But what a race are we having?
Midzi did the quickest. It's not a commentator curse, it is a viewer curse, I guess, on Zydrad, saying, oh, Zydrad could win this now. And then as he said that, Zydrad lost it on the exit of the final corner and lost about half a second or so to Ham. So I don't know whether his tyres were quite cold on the restart. Maybe he didn't heat up his rear tyres properly, but he lost a lot of time to Hamjam, and that could be the safety buffer that Hamjam needs.
AlphaTauri also are going to take the lead of the championship if they finish like this, I believe, in the constructors. But also another thing that's happening here is the battle between the AlphaTauri and Avian Freeman going into turn 1. Crispy has a look on the inside, thinks about it, but thinks it better of it. He's going to think about it, going for it, maybe like slap, but not this one. And we see some moves down in the background happening for the lower positions. But everything that's going on in this Grand Prix is simply perfect. Hamjam is a long way ahead. Colt is down to the back of the grid. The man who was once in the contention for winning the Grand Prix is not going to finish in the points. So that's really a shame for the McLaren driver. Speaking of McLaren, Freeman is doing a fantastic job on his return. As a B-Dunk is going around the outside. Polish is going into turn 6. You don't usually go for overtakes here, but they're going to go for it anyways. Side by side, wheel to wheel, and on the inside of one another. And, no. Wait, what's happened?
Merckx is out. I don't know what's happened to him, but Merckx has retired from the session. He was running really well. He had no penalties and was due to gain a lot of places, maybe even get himself into the top 7. But for whatever reason, Merckx he's just lost it. Or he's made contact with someone or something. I don't know entirely what's happened, but Merckx 47 is out of the session.
Oh, okay, so it looks like the lags calm down now. The virtual safety car is being deployed. Tell me if there's any lag on the stream, lads, if you see any, so that would be great. Hamjam, who started 3rd, moved up 2 places, but the story of Hamjam is simply fantastic. With Jamham winning last week's Grand Prix, we thought Jamham would equal Presto Evans' record first, but well, he's sitting in 1st, and look at this. Let me just turn on this. Here we go. Presto Evans has 16 victories. Jamham and his brother.
Oh, Southerner's got a drive-through penalty.
Oh, the man who was going to finish in a point. He's not going to finish at all. As here we go, Bersas. He's trying to defend from Freeman in 4th place. And here we go. Every time I try to bring up the records, well, something happens here. Bezos having a good trying to defend from Freeman actually. And Freeman has a good go on the inside. Bezos is trying to defend, but this is Hungary. So hard to overtake. Not too many corners here that you can overtake, but they're trying to go for it anyways. Only 5 laps to go of Formula 1 action. This is heartbreaking indeed. Check this out. This is fantastic. This is. Oh, I mean, if like I love to say, I always say this. As combat goes up into P16, which well at the moment doesn't.
I think he had an off. Really? I think he had an off, but then has gone up into P16. But yeah, and then Nicholas managed to work his way up a little bit. Southerner is in the pits serving his drive-through penalty, and he was certainly on for a points position. It would have been his first of the season, but little mistakes like that you just cannot afford to make.
Exactly.
Especially in this division.
Exactly, cannot afford to make.
Has managed to get past
Vitu is out.
V2X Combat retired, he retired in the pits. He had enough
Oh,
clearly.
smoke as well.
As
So we
does
have
LP
many
Smoke.
drivers retire from the race. Wow.
Yes, and look at Kevin GT. Remember how much he was struggling at the beginning of the race. He had a drive-through penalty on the first lap, I think due to speeding under VSC. He crashed multiple times, and he was last by a mile. And he's currently sitting Q13 with no penalties on a fresh set of softs. He could gain massively here, Kevin.
Yeah, and Jam Ham, you might be looking at him now. He's sitting in P8, fighting for P7. You might say, mate, that's only P7, who cares? But mate, let me tell you something, he's a championship leader. And if he doesn't make up some places, he's gonna lose a lot of points compared to Hupalicious. Hupalicious, who's sitting on third, he's gonna lose some places as well because of the safety car and because of his penalties. So, well, I wonder if Jam Ham can finish ahead of him. And let me take a look at Ham Jam's tires. Can I do that? 35% on the front left. I wonder if we can make it. Only 3 laps to the end, and 30% of his tires left here in this Grand Prix. As Kevin GT puts on the fastest lap, and with that, Zydrad is all over the back of Hamjam. And does Zydrad have a penalty? I want. He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. So this is a straight slog out to the lead, and I know Zydrad. Zydrad is gonna be absolutely wringing the neck out of this car, will be not giving up until the last possible moment to try and win this race.
Sam.
He's certainly not out of it.
Sam. Hamilton, Verstappen, 2019. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Verstappen, of course, was on the older tyres. Hamilton was on the newer ones. As Hamjam makes a mistake and runs wide, as who picks up another penalty. So that's going to see him way down. And Jam could, even with a penalty of himself, Jam could even beat Hoop today. It was quite close between them.
Oh, Hopalicious, who could potentially close the gap between himself and Jam Ham, but this story is basically over now. Jam Ham, this is the battle for the lead of the championship. It is, well, a roller coaster in this race. Crispy made up 13 places. Zydrad, the man who will be going on board now, made up 6. He's looking to make up 7, and he's looking to win his first Grand Prix. 2 laps and a half to go of a Formula 1 action. Well, lap 33, 45, and 33, 34, and 35, exactly. 2 laps and a half to go. Hamjam is struggling on this old set of hards. Zydrad is on not brand new, but newer set of hards. Let's see what they can do in this final laps. Can Zydrad take the victory in the final few laps? And we've seen that in Britain last week, where we saw Hopalicious and Jamham fighting for first place. But here is between Zydrad and Hamjam. If Hamjam wins it, he's gonna equal Presto Evans' record. If Zydrad wins, he's gonna win it for the first time. Hopalicious is surely not gonna win, so that means that Bezos is gonna finish in the podium position. I wonder, he doesn't have a penalty, does he?
Bezos does not have a penalty, so yes, as it stands, Bezos would get a podium clock. As it stands, Crispy would go from last to 5th as well, which would be kind of cool. But yes, entering these final couple of laps, I think Hamjam has this under control. He has a bit more battery than Zydrad, so Zydrad kind of needs to make one final assault on Hamjam's position here. I don't think he's quite close enough. If he wants to make a move, he's got to lunge it. But he's playing it safe. He knows that the gap realistically is not quite there. I'm sure he'll be happy with P2, but look at how close he is to Ham. He wants this victory. As Ham's tyres are 30 laps old.
Oh, and
put them on a lap 3. That's incredible tyre management from Hamjam. He's been aided by a couple of safety cars, but take nothing away from the Renault driver.
His tires are on red condition, mate. 29% of tires left.
Okay. They should be okay then.
They should be fine in terms of surviving. But in terms of pace, Hamjam is going to be super slow compared to Zydrad. But thankfully for him, we are in Budapest. We are on a track that overtaking is near to impossible. And this is it now, because in the final lap, the final straight doesn't really matter. So here we go. This could be, and this will be the last time that he can get a move going into turn 1, that being Zydrad. And if he doesn't get it now,
these drivers need as good an exit out
he's
of
probably
final
never going to get it.
This is one on who gets the better exit exiting the final corner. And Zydrad has a good exit here. He could maybe have a chance at a move here.
He could, and he's going to go for it. He has a look on the inside. Why is he thinking about it? He hits the back of Jamham. He hits the back of him. He's looking to get the move going into turn 2. DRS activated. And into turn 2. Is he going to go for the launch on the outside? On the outside for the race victory. Wheel to wheel in the final lap once again. Zandra takes the race victory. Look at this. He's ahead. Hamjam's going to fight back. He's deploying everything he possibly can. Is he going to go on the inside? No, he's not. Zandra is looking to win for the first time this season as Freeman takes a time penalty and he's going to move up back to positions. Every single lap, last lap of this series, of this elite division has been one of the best laps I've ever seen. Hamjam, his hopes of winning the Grand Prix are basically out the window unless Zydred gets a time penalty, and anything can happen in the final stages of this Grand Prix. Zydred now, the man who's done it all. He's done a fantastic job here in this Grand Prix. What a lad, what a lad.
Final couple of corners. That is Ricardo.
Oh, it's happening, Rolla. Rolla is going backwards. Rolla is losing 2 positions here. As now, round the final corner. Zydred, he's done it for the first time this season. Zydred is the Grand Prix winner. He wins in Hungary. Bezos is gonna come home in 3rd, and in 2nd place, just behind Zydred is gonna come home. That being come home in 2nd. That being Hamjam. Crispy finishes in 4th place. What a result for the AlphaTauri, starting from last. Freeman on his comeback finishes P5. Race Roller bringing big points to the AlphaTauri team in P6. Kevin GT bringing more points, even more points for the Mercedes team. Jamham and B-Dunk finish on the points, both the Williams, and Jamham extends his championship lead once again, and in finishing in P10 is so delicious. What is going on here? What a Grand Prix we had.
Yeah, can we have our driver of the day votes in? I know who I'll give it to after that move on the final lap. Take absolutely nothing away from Crispy from going from last to 4th. Take nothing away from Hamjam for the way he made his tyres last at the end of the race from lap 3. Take nothing away from Bezos from his podium. But that move on Zydrad is one of the best overtaking moves I have seen for a race win as well, for your first race win of the season. His first race win in SLR since turning ABS off. It's no easy task. It is no easy task whatsoever. And what a victory for Zydrad. What a move. That was incredible.
That was an incredible move. That was an incredible race. Look at the amount of penalties that those drivers had, from Smoke to Nikki. All of them retired from the race. And this week, unlike last week, we had both Red Bulls finishing in the top 10 this week. This is not going to be the case anymore. Southerner finishes, well, P15. So another week that we're not going to be seeing him in the top 10, unfortunately for him. But just looking at this order, look at this Crispy from P20 in Hungary. Remember, lads, this is Hungary. A track that it's near to impossible to overtake, apart from turn 1 and 2. So what he's done in today's Grand Prix is a performance of a lifetime. This is something to tell your grandchildren, that's for sure. Racing points, finishing in P3. What a result for Bezos. He's finished in P3 again this season. Hamjam finishes in 2nd from P3, and Zydrad. But you see, it's just looking at the stream, everyone is saying it. I'm gonna say it as well. Zydrad, after that move, driver of the day.
Yes, it's hard to argue with that whatsoever. As we're just waiting for Zydrad Hamjam. We're just waiting for these guys to join the party. I've sent them all invites. Bezos is joining, but he's just connecting to the party at the moment. So, I don't know. Hopefully Bezos can get connected and he'll be able to speak to us after he claims his first podium of the season. And hopefully Zydrad will be able to join it as well.
So who is in the stream? Because I can see who have joined us. Oh, he
Bezos has left the party. He's going to probably try and rejoin, I guess.
Okay, so well, meanwhile we could be talking with the race leader if as we just wait. So we can invert the order and start from P1 and go down to P3. Is that a problem, Sam?
Yes, and then we'll try and get Bezos back in.
Yeah.
I can't tick the box.
There's no boxes here. It's automatically audio included.
Roger that. Roger that.
Because Matt does it via his PC, so you don't need to do the stream via Xbox. So it's all good.
Okay, so is that Zydred who just spoke? Because I can't see it.
That was just Zydred.
Okay, so we're gonna start from P1
Yes,
to
indeed.
P3, and with that, give time for Bezos to join the podium interviews. We would love to have a quick chat with him. So talking to Zydred, I gotta ask you, mate. You, a Mercedes driver, you started in P8 in Hungary. You started on a set of softs, I do believe. And in a track that overtaking is so hard, even though Bezos just joined, I'm gonna keep going. In a track that overtaking is so hard, everything happening in the Grand Prix, people crashing out right and left, but you stayed on the racing line, you stayed within the track limits and out of trouble. You got yourself your first win of a season, and in round 13, I know every single driver wants to win a race every time they get into a race. But after finally winning a Grand Prix in season 5, how do you feel?
Well, I appreciate it. To be honest, after I bottled quali, because I didn't do the best lap I could do. P8, I was just hoping to get a good start and maybe aim for a podium. I got a pretty decent start. I think I was up to P4 after sector 1, and I was just kind of following in the train, trying to stick with the lads. And then when Freeman pit, I think lap 5 or 6, I had to cover off the undercut, and in doing that I managed to undercut Hoop and come out of a brilliant position. Obviously Ham getting held up by the hard runners played into my favour very well. And then when the safety car came out, luckily, or kind of unfortunately for me, got in between, Jam and Colt got in between me and Ham. When they took each other out, because I saw they were pretty aggressive flying at the front. I got pretty fortunate to escape their collision, and then it was just hunting down Ham. A couple safety cars later, it was kind of drifting away from me. I didn't think I could do it, and then obviously last lap happened, and I raced through the roof, to be honest.
Yes, I feel like we have to go back to that final safety car restart, because it looked like you could potentially have been out of the entire race altogether, let alone out of the fight for the win on that restart on the final corner. Did you have cold tires or something there, and how did you manage to save that to be able to give yourself a chance of the victory?
Yeah, definitely. Off the safety car restart, obviously Ham went a lot earlier than he went last time. So he sold me for a dream, to be fair. Tyres weren't warm enough. Yeah, I just took it too aggressive into the final corner. My rear stepped out, and I had to lock the rears in order to save myself from spinning. It may have caused a bit of confusion at the back, so I apologise for that. But there's nothing I really could have done. It was either out of the race or do that. And well, yeah, so be it, really.
Yes, and that move on the final lap, an absolutely mega move. I guess you could say Daniel Ricciardo on Lewis Hamilton in 2014 vibes from that one. I'd say that's what I first thought on that one.
Yeah.
Full send on the final lap. Talk us through it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure both of us are draining our battery till there's nothing left. And into turn 1, I wasn't close enough for a move, and I thought, oh my god, like. I messed up there because I accidentally short shifted down to first as well, and then I managed to get a decent run out of turn 1 in the end, and I just had to send it, and I tried to give as much room as possible, and luckily, because my tyres are only a lap fresher, I think I managed to keep the grip around the outside.
That's your race winner, Zydred. Fantastic stuff. Do we have second place here in the party?
Yes, we do. Yes, that is Hamjam.
We just don't have a Bezos, right?
No, Bezos is back. Bezos is here.
Bezos is back.
He's just arrived.
Okay, so, well, Hamjam, let me just ask him this. You were leading up into the final lap of the Grand Prix, and I know the feeling when you're leading a Grand Prix and you have that feeling, I'm gonna win it. And then you have that feeling, I'm gonna win it for lap after lap after lap. And when you get into the final lap, that feeling is gone. You must be feeling in some way frustrated that you couldn't get this win, and also couldn't equal Presto Evans' record. But do you also have that feeling of finally a P2? That's a great that's a great position to finish on. What's your view on today's Grand Prix? Are you happy with your result?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm disappointed not to have won, but I wasn't the fastest there anyway. I think pitting under that VSC on, what was it, like lap 1 or lap 2, whatever it was, a bit of a savvy strategy call put me in that position anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's never nice to lose the race on the last lap. I probably should have just been a bit more aggressive in my defence because I was ahead into the corner, so I could kind of do what I want, obviously within reason. But yeah, I mean, my tyres were awful at the end. Like I say, I pitted right at the start, like the lap 1 or whatever. So yeah, I mean, in terms of like records, hadn't even realised that. I wasn't really thinking about that at all. I'm just trying to win the race, but no, I mean, given my pace and how the race went, I'm still very happy with P2.
Yes, that was certainly a mega drive from lap 3 from that lap 3 pit stop to kind of get in that position in the first place. Talk us through lap 1 as well, because you kind of came out of nowhere into the lead of the race. It looked like Hoopalicious had got an absolutely wildy start, and then all of a sudden, halfway through the lap, you were in the lead. There was lots of kind of ghosting on our screen in the first few corners of the race. I'm not entirely sure what went on at the start. It looked to be a bit chaotic as well, but getting that race lead and then putting that strategy, just how did that part of the race go?
Well, yeah, I mean, I got a nice start. Obviously got into P2, pretty good launch. And then I was kind of just concentrating because obviously I knew the softs overheated quite easily. So I was kind of just trying to settle in, get a bit of a rhythm going. And then, yeah, Hoop lost it at turn 4. Got onto the grass, and then, yeah, it was kind of all over the shop a little bit. Probably a bit lucky to not have had anything worse happen than that, really. So, yeah, I mean, it was pretty nice. I mean, it was an ideal start as far as they go, but I mean, I'm not sure that's necessarily what made the race, because I would have pitted when that VSC came out, no matter where I was.
Yeah. Was that a little trick? You knew that if you accelerated into the pits, then you'd be able to go a few seconds above your delta, and the game wouldn't give you a pen for it. Is that what you were maybe thinking into there, which is what gave you such a big lead going into the later on laps of the race?
Yeah, it's tricking the book, that one.
Yeah, well on your P2 anyway, and
yeah, cheers guys.
Another consecutive P2.
Well done to Zara and Bezos as well.
So Bezos is here, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, what can I really say about your drive? But not only your drive, your team today. Qualifying was simply fantastic. I believe you got pole.
Yeah,
you got pole position, so that was your first pole in well, at least this season. Although I don't know about the other season, but that's your best qualifying finish. Fantastic stuff. And then with the safety cars and the strategies all over the place, there was one point that I believe I saw you P8, not in a very good position, but you stayed, without penalties. You did a fantastic job in just keeping it on track. And with the penalties and with the carnage that was happening there, you find yourself in P3, which is your best finish in the Elite Division this year. What were your thoughts on this result, or do you feel like from starting on pole you could have done better?
I mean, maybe because I had one of the worst starts in the history of F1. I managed to sort of save it slightly to only be P3, but after then got a little bit unlucky in the pits because Zydra jumped me, which put me down, and then that put me behind Freeman and Hoop. From there wasn't much I could do. I mean, I messed up pretty much every single safety and virtual safety car start. Timed probably the worst ever, but managed to hold positions most of the time. And then just, yeah, kind of picked up from the carnage until right at the end. I think I was 4th with Hoop, but with Pens ahead. And I lagged back into 5th, thinking Freeman didn't have a penalty. So I was pushing as hard as I could and ran out of fuel across the line, but managed to still hold P3.
Yeah, great result from yourself. Nonetheless, even though of course it was from pole position. So overall, all in all, are you happy with the podium?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you exclude the start, I couldn't have done much better. So yeah, happy.
Yes, and I think that'll be all we got time for, I believe,
Well,
Matt.
so-
What a race that was! What a race!
So yeah, as we have 20 viewers still listening to us in the stream, so really appreciate the commitment. There was Sam. Before we even end this, I know this is time to end the stream, and I know that, but I just want to say this to you. What a Grand Prix that we had! I really wasn't expecting that. It was not only the Grand Prix that was fantastic, also the qualifying that was great. I really enjoyed commentating that one.
Yes, me too. That is what league racing is all about. Fighting right to the last. Completely unpredictable race. Safety cars galore. Crashes, front wing loss, mixture of penalties, all sorts, and just great race, really. Yeah, very much enjoyed that. I hope everyone who's been watching enjoyed that. As we now go on to Belgium for the next race.
Exactly.
Last winner. It was interestingly Ham and Zydrad were the top two in Belgium last season as well. So could those two be right up there again? There's only one way to find out.
Well,
tune in with us next Sunday at 7 p.m.
Well, I really wonder. So, well, if you like if you like a tight track, a short track, well, you're not gonna like next week, because Spa is gonna be the next round of the championship, and Sam, I believe you'll be with me there. So with that, I say thank you very much, everyone who's been watching us